Hello again, beautiful people of our digital world. My name is Brian Steele, and I have the privilege of being the pastor at St. Paul United Methodist Church in Bloomfield Hills and Hazel Park United Methodist Church. Today I'm starting a little mini-series on our 5-minute messages, because I'm a United Methodist clergy person. And like any clergy person of any Christian tradition, we use our Bible a lot, and all traditions bring their different lens to how they interpret the Bible. And all traditions have ways that at least come close to hitting the mark, and all of them also have other ways that miss the mark. For us United Methodists, one of the ways that I believe we at least come close to hitting the mark is when we appropriately use what we call the Wesleyan Quadrilateral. And that's what I'm going to be speaking about in our next couple of messages. The Wesleyan Quadrilateral is the tool we use to interpret Scripture as faithfully as possible. Now, the Wesleyan Quadrilateral, because it has the word quad in it, has 4 parts. And the base of this quadrilateral is Scripture. Rest assured, well, there are other tools we use to interpret Scripture. Scripture is always at the base of how we look at, how we interpret Scripture. And then we have other tools such as reason, tradition, and even personal experience. So in this message, I just want to spend a few minutes talking about what we mean by tradition. How is that a tool for engaging with our faith and the Bible? Well, tradition is what keeps us grounded in our faith. It's what's passed down to us. Tradition allows us to look at the past, which is usually a messy thing, but it does allow us to use the past to guide us. Tradition is valuable because it reminds us that we're part of a bigger story than just this present moment. Tradition, when done rightly, actually makes the present more meaningful because we recognize we're part of a bigger story. And at the same time, with tradition, I want to be clear that we're not necessarily valuing traditionalism. Tradition and traditionalism are 2 different things. When we say that we value tradition, it doesn't mean that we're going to keep practicing our faith the same way for all time. Our traditions will take different forms over the year. I'm sure in your own family, as you've grown family traditions and had people pass away and had new people come into your family, traditions are adapted. They're changed in new ways as life changes. And even as they change, you still hold the tradition in some form. So traditions help keep us grounded, even when the world around us has changed. Tradition gives us the base on which we can continue to grow and build our faith, because you need building blocks. Without a base, you have a very unstable foundation. And even when we do new things, which yes, the church should do new things, we aren't doing them to spite tradition. But we're doing them because of the tradition, and we're continuing the tradition in new ways for the sake of a new world. In its traditional understandings with how we understand communion, baptism, even doctrines like the Trinity that have been handed down to us and are so important in our understanding of who God is. Those are pathways that help form us, grow us as people of faith, that allow us to experience the abundant grace of God. So that's just a few words about tradition. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, please share them below. We'd love to hear from you, engage with you online that way. And stay tuned for next week when we dive into experience and reason. For now, go in peace, knowing you are loved. We'll see you next time.